Oh, so Mr. Meadows, you are a convener of CAPI. Remind the audience what CAPI is, please.
So this is Action for Principle and Integrity.
Principle, integrity. So the statement that went viral, the one that cost you caretakership of North Trelawny, what was going on in your mind when you made that statement, sir?
Good point. It was, quite frankly, a desperate attempt to rescue a campaign that was corruptly awashed with cash in terms of monetary inducement, buying votes. And in addition to that, the essence of the whole speech, what you saw in the viral, is really a snippet of what the entire speech was about. The context of the speech was, if politicians chopping you, you must chop them back. That was the essence of it. And I think I went too far in terms of making that point. And consequently, I have to take full responsibility.
We sometimes struggle with the explanation after a gaffe or after an error. And sometimes, politicians sometimes try to tell us we didn't hear what we actually heard.
Yes.
What was unequivocal was a statement that seems to be supporting scamming. So how do you make the link between a statement that seemingly supports scamming and trying to rescue a political campaign? I don't understand.
I just said to you, the issue was about, I started out with a $400,000 check that came to me from the Trelawny Parish Council, right? And the person who brought the check to me to be in cash told me that 25,000 of that amount was his. It was just a proxy. The rest goes back to the political machinery. And there were myriads of checks like that around coming through the Trelawny Parish Council. Right? So I use it as a basis that, because they were targeting that very cohort, the choppers. And my argument was that if you're a chopper, don't allow politicians to chop you. As I said, I had a little drink before, and therefore I went too far. I'm not seeking to justify it.
Yeah, because I want to go back to the actual statement where you said that.
I know what I said. You have to go back to it. I don't want to be reminded of it. The point I said to you, that what in that viral video, that is just a small bit of what was overall in terms of the speech that was made.
So when you said that they've chopped us for years,
yes,
who were you speaking about specifically?
I don't have to repeat that again.
I'm asking you.
Listen to me.
No, I'm asking you, who were you addressing at that time?
I was addressing the choppers.
No, when you say they have chopped us for years,
I put the chopping in a historical context in terms of during slavery, we were exploited. I use the vernacular chopper in its exploitative sense, not in its criminal sense. In terms of if politicians exploiting you, exploit them back. You don't have to remind me what I said. I'll forever remember that in my thoughts. That's something I absolutely regret. And therefore, for which I retracted. So I'm not going to seek to defend what I've already retracted.
Do you get the outrage that people have?
Understandably, because people expect more of me. Those who know me know exactly. You don't say that I was head of CAPI, an integrity-oriented organization. And therefore, people who expect much of me were disappointed. And my friends and my foes might be appropriately disappointed in me. And therefore, nobody has to move me to apologize and to retract, because I know what was wrong and what is wrong. And therefore, in that vein, I believe that the leader had no choice in terms of what he did. I think he did the right thing, although I'm at the receiving end of it in terms of holding me accountable. That is, in my view, is a noble action and demonstrates, in my view, that the People's National Party is an organization of integrity. I could have gotten away what I said where I was elsewhere. I would have gotten away with that. In this organization, it demonstrates the fact that the leader holds me accountable. And I will hold myself accountable by apologizing and retracting. In fact, quite frankly, I'd rather given a chance to resign. However, the leader, given the situation and the exigency at the time, took the appropriate action.
How do you convince people that One, this is not an apology of convenience, and that, in fact, this is not your state of mind. That chopping or scamming is justifiable.
No one. As I said, people who know Dennis Meadows know what I stand for. And that is why they were disappointed. Their disappointment makes that case. If I was known to be that kind of person, it would be par for the course. So the point I'm making is, and I don't spin. Anybody knows me. Sometimes puts me in trouble, but I'm a straight shooter. I'm a fast bowler. I don't spin. And I'm saying to you what I'm saying to you. I don't apologize unless I'm moved to, because apology for me is not for you to accept. I find for me, apology is cathartic and a process of redemption. That satisfies me. So anything I do, and if you look at my history, I'm the first to resign in terms of holding myself accountable in any instances, right? I'm the first to apologize. I have no difficulty apologizing. Wrong is wrong. You can't sanitize wrong, right? I'm disappointed in my own self. Every time I hear that video, I cringe. So the point I'm making is, I am happy that I'm given a chance right now to go back and heal, reflect on my own actions, and see where it goes from there. I was coming out of a meeting with the leader, and it was very clear. He had to act. I put the party in an awkward position. I put the leader in an awkward position, and therefore I must be held accountable.
So where do you plan, or before I get to that, we received notice yesterday that there's a planned protest in Trelawny, North Trelawny.
Yes.
What do you say to those people? Because you're here taking responsibility for it.
Yes.
You're no longer the candidate.
Yes.
What do you say to those people who probably just don't recognize the gravity of the statement that was made and the reason that you were withdrawn as a candidate?
Certainly, I've from yesterday to now, I've been at pains to educate them on why it was necessary. But when people are impassioned and people feel hurt, they're going to respond. Up to this morning, I broadcast in the group that they must hold strain and relax. But what the leader did was necessary. As I leave here, I'm having a meeting with them to at least put them in the right state of mind. Because they support me strongly. And in any instances, people are going to seek to defend you if they support you. What I hope that good sense will prevail. I'm providing leadership in that regard because I'm doing nothing to take away from the victory of the PNP in its local elections.
Do we expect to see Dennis Meadows' name on any ballot, whether an internal party ballot or a general election ballot?
Who knows what the future holds? Nobody knows what God have in store for me, and therefore I can't predict the future. What I will tell you, I remain loyal to the People's National Party. I remain committed to the People's National Party. I remain committed to the people of North Trelawny. So in any way, organizationally, I'll remain there to work, ensure that seat becomes once again the bastion of the People's National Party.
Aren't you somewhat upset, though, that you were removed as candidate?
Of course.
This is why I said to you, because we know you've contested that seat for the JLP, and you've lost it a couple of times. Based on the results coming from the local government election, it seems
on a path to victory.
You're on a path to victory. So certainly you must be upset, one at yourself, but also at the party.
Listen, I'm human. When you invest resources, personal and otherwise, and this happened to you, you're going to feel away. Let's not pretend about that. But on reflection, and I spent the whole day at home yesterday, and I reflected. That still hurt, but I understand that with every action, whether witting or unwitting, you must take responsibility. You must hold yourself accountable. And that's not an easy process. It's not an easy pill to swallow. But I remain committed to the People's National Party. And I said the leaders' action, in my view, demonstrate their intolerance for any hint or appearance of lack of integrity or anything of that sort, anything unsavory. As I said, if I have done the same elsewhere, I would have gotten away with it.
Finally, sir.
Yes.
You, I guess, would have taken note of your own statement, that of Mr. Warmington's. What lesson do you think politicians like yourself can learn from your incident and that of Mr. Warmington?
The lesson I learned from this, that with leadership comes with responsibility. And secondly, don't take a drink before you go on the stage. Right? And thirdly, you must at all times remember what role you play. What is your role to the people who you seek to represent, and resist any temptation to be loose in your talk. And so this is a learning lesson for me.
Yeah, but I think this is probably the second or third time you mentioned the drink thing. So is it that you're blaming it somewhat on the drink? Because them say people normally manifest what they really think.
No.
When they're when they're a little bit under the influence.
Listen to me. Mm-hmm. I'm being honest with you. Mm-hmm. And I realize that Jamaica don't appreciate honesty. Mm-hmm. But like when we spin, I don't spin. I said to you that on that stage before I had a few drinks, and that probably have led to my loss of thought and loss of mind in saying things that was unsavory, right? It is wrong, absolutely wrong. There's no excuse for it. I'm just giving you a context in terms of what might have caused that.
All right, thank you.
God bless
Mr.
you.
Meadows.
One PNP.
Hmm?
All right.